everybody.
I'm Scott.
I'm John.
And I forgot to turn my notifications off on my phone.
Someone wants to connect with you on LinkedIn. That's very exciting.
I'm Scott.
I'm John.
And we're married. So we are the Sweet Tea No Shade podcast, knitting podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We are not, last time I think we said we were not like an animal murder, a taxidermy podcast. What did we say?
I don't remember. It was really funny though.
It was hilarious. And so we talk about how much we love knitting or how much we hate knitting if you're John, and fun adventures in knitting.
Yes.
So we wanted to get an episode done prior to Thanksgiving.
Right. Because we have the knit along, which ends in a few weeks. 2 weeks, I think. And we wanted to do a little update on that. And then also... Yeah, now maybe
we finished some stuff.
Right. But this might be a little shorter than our last episode, which went on for about 2.5 hours because we had so much to do. It wasn't
actually. Some people do 2.5 hour episodes, and we did not actually do a 2.5 hour. It
was an hour and a half.
Yes, so it won't be that long, I don't think. We always say that, and then it's like...
Right, and then we get to talk.
It was like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, I think... Well, we normally talk about what's going on in Minneapolis and stuff like that. So, it snowed, and the ski resort opened. Afton Alps opened.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and then it closed again, because now it's...
like 50.
It's
supposed to be 50 this week, though.
Yeah. So we're getting ready for Thanksgiving in the United States, which is this upcoming Thursday. John's mom's coming to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And we always have friends come over who either don't or aren't able to travel to be with their families or whatever. So it's kind of become a tradition to host a group of friends and stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun. And for those of you who don't celebrate United States Thanksgiving, which would be people outside the United States.
I feel like there's a Canadian Thanksgiving, though.
Yeah.
Is it the same week?
No.
It's different.
I don't even know when
it's probably a little more culturally aware than our Thanksgiving is, because Canadians seem to be a little better at that than we are.
Yeah. I'm sure
it's a little less like...
Ours is completely fiction as to what it celebrates.
Right.
The Native Americans and the Pilgrims sitting down and eating corn and turkey together.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how it happened, but so we're getting ready for that. We're cleaning the house and making our shopping lists and all of that. And then is something else happening after Thanksgiving? I feel like something else is happening. I mean, Christmas is coming.
Right.
But anyway, so we're getting ready for that and getting ready for the cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we could...
we'll talk about New Year's later.
Yeah. Oh my God. Crafting New Year's.
Yeah, we may do a remote
that would be fun.
Podcast.
Oh my God, with special guests.
Yes.
Okay, alright. Sorry, that sounds super exciting. Okay. So why don't we just start off by the elephant in the room, or the unicorn in the room, as it were.
It's done. So, here it is. It's awesome. So happy.
So what did you decide to name it?
Yarney the Yarnicorn.
Oh, Yarney the Yarnicorn. Who was it? Was somebody said that?
It was one of my coworkers. We had sort of talked about having it was either one of my coworkers or someone on our Facebook page. I can't remember. Or our YouTube page.
We don't have a Facebook page. Whatever. All right, so
we were talking about the unicorn.
Oh, Yarney the Unicorn.
Yarney the Unicorn.
Yarney the Yarnicorn.
Yarney the Yarnicorn, because obviously it's not just a unicorn; it's a yarnicorn. So yeah, I think my coworker's 7-year-old daughter named it.
Okay.
So I think she wins. But
so tell us about like the pattern and where it came from, and for people who haven't watched before.
So it came from, we were in Thomasville, Georgia, and at the Fuzzy Goat, and they had these kit bags for making mythological beasts, taxidermy. So I picked the unicorn one, and I don't remember the pattern and stuff. I don't have it with me.
It's fine.
So
I put if you're interested, I'll try to remember to do show notes, which I do like a quarter of the time.
Yeah.
But
or you could watch the last episode. We talked a lot about it.
Yeah, I'll link to the information, but we walked through the website and stuff in the last episode.
So super fun. It's got hair. I think last episode it was
just a head
in component parts. I think we had the ears and the horn, but hadn't done the eyes and hadn't put it all together. So it was very fun, and we're just trying to find an appropriately awesome mount for it.
Yes.
So
we need to go to like Goodwill or something
and get like a big plaque and then put the unicorn head on. So super fun.
Goodwill in the United States is what people in other parts of the world call charity shops. It's not the only one, but it's like become the what's that called when you have like Kleenex? It's not all Kleenex is Kleenex.
Right.
What's it called?
I don't know.
There's a term for that.
I know.
You're supposed to know all that.
I don't know it. I mean, I know that term exists, and I can give you a couple more examples. Like Uber is one of those terms now.
That's right, because there's Lyft and Uber.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So finished object, really fun. It's going to go up on the wall of our soon to happen knitting nook.
During the winter, I think we'll get that set up. I got to buy a love seed and stuff like that. I think we should put okay, never mind. I'm not going to jump into the planning of that room in the middle of our episode. That would be boring.
I mean, it's about knitting, but it's kind of not that interesting.
Let's talk about the rugs that people can't see that we want to move from one room to another. All right, so
okay, so I'm gonna move.
So I have a finished object. And it's gonna be. I'm gonna put stuff over the top of me because I don't actually have it. I gave it away as a gift. So there's gonna be stuff over the top of us right now, so you can make funny faces if you want to.
I'm not going to because you're gonna keep them in. So you'll do a flash of me making a funny face.
I don't know what you're talking about. So I bought a book from KnitPicks. Betty Ann the Enabler. # Betty Ann's an Enabler. Sent me an email. She's like, "Oh, isn't this book cool? Or isn't this stuff cool or whatever?" And I was like, "Okay, I have to buy it now." So because it was super cool. So it has pillows and all kinds of stuff in it, but it has ornaments. So they're like. They have a couple different kinds of ornaments in the book, but I chose to make these that are kind of like, they're like domed shape. I mean, they look kind of, they're shaped kind of like Christmas balls, but they're a little more squarish than that. And so we have a friend of ours who's the director of the artistic director of the Twin Cities Gay Men's Chorus, Ben, and his husband John are moving to California. And so there was a going away party for them, and so John bought them a book, and I bought them. Oh, tell them about the book you bought.
An adult Buffy coloring book.
Duh.
What else do you get for anybody?
For another adult. So I made the one of the ornaments, and then I'm sorry, I'm looking over here because it's like I'm gonna find it magically, even though I've already given it to them. The going away party was this past Friday, a couple days ago. So I will have shown pictures at this point. So what I did was there are 4 different color work patterns that you can do on the ornament. So there's snowflakes and birds and Christmas trees and I think a reindeer. And so I did, and it's repeated 4 times, 1 time around 4 times around the ornament. And then what I did was I took, bring this over here. I took the dimensions of those patterns. So they're 18 stitches by 19 rows. And I took those dimensions and took graph paper and so pulled the snowflake out and did, what? I'm sorry, I'm getting a notification from...
You have the weirdest thing on your phone.
Toilets around the world. So anyway, I drew so their names are John and Ben. So I did a J and then I did a B. And then I used this as my color work pattern, one thing I figured is that when the letters are this, I mean, they look huge when I'm holding them up, but I mean, the ornament was probably as big as my fist, so they were much smaller than this graph paper. A couple things, I mean, the only other time I've done, like, my own letters in color work was when I made I made a bakery bear and put a name on the sweater that I made for the bakery bear. Oh, those of you who don't know, the Bakery Bears is a podcast. It's a husband and wife in England, and they have their podcast is named after a pattern that Kay did called I think it was Mrs. Bakery Bear was first, and then now it's Mr. Bakery Bear. Anyway, I digress. One thing I learned is when they're this big, I would have filled in a little bit, so I would have done like 2 rows. But see, the bee is a little fancier. It's got, I think these are called serifs on the end, where it's got little things hanging off, and then this part right here, I didn't just do a straight. It would look like an 8 if I didn't do something. And then the B's a little fancier, and then the J isn't fancy at all, and it didn't look. I mean, it looked fine, and it looked homemade. But, I mean, just to make it look a little better, I would double the width of the lines. And I'm sure there are tons of, like, online things where you can find pre-made letters or whatever, but I just liked designing my own.
Yeah.
So, that's what I learned from doing that. So, anyway, I would like to make 1 million of these ornaments. They were super fun, knitted up super fast because they're small. Basically, you start with a couple stitches and you increase, and it's like 4 triangles. It doesn't look like 4 triangles on the paper. It looks like the chart. It looks like 4 triangles, and then you end up with the base of the triangle being the top of the squares that you do around, and then you do triangles in reverse down to the end. And then you stuff them with fiberfill. So I want to make a lot of those.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I want to show the yarn that I bought for them. I bought this red and this green. I thought they were super fun and vibrant, especially that green. But the red, they're both Madeline Tosh Merino Light, and this one is something about blood. Blood runs cold, which is very Christmassy, I think. So there's Blood Runs Cold, and then this one is called Sea Glass. So, and then I have a white. I haven't used obviously I haven't used the Sea Glass yet because it's still skeined up or whatever that's in a hank. But then I had some white. I think it was the white that I used for the Doctor Who socks that I made. I can't remember. I don't know anything about it. I don't remember anything about it. But it's just white, fingering weight yarn. So I did the first ornament in red and white. And then I'm going to do some with green. But yeah.
That'll be fun.
Super fun. Super quick knit. Got me in the mood, in the festive mood. And he really appreciated. Ben really appreciated.
Yeah, it was really lovely. And it looked really good. The snowflake looked really good. So.
Yeah, it's kind of a. I don't know if it looked. I mean, it looked Norwegian or Scandinavian.
Right,
me.
but that's just because color work looks.
That's true.
Scandinavian.
That's true. All the people from Norway and Sweden are laughing at me, but anyway, yeah. So that was a finished object. So do you have any other finished objects?
I do.
This is crazy. We never have finished objects.
So this is. Oh heck. So this is just a little hat that I knit up. I had
put it on.
Oh yeah, hang on a second. So we
do you want me to hold it or no?
Hang on, I was just...
Do you want me to control you?
It's my segment.
Your segment.
So we had this yarn that we'd gotten in Chile. It is called Chile Patagonia yarn. That's the brand. We bought it in a little souvenir shop in I think Punta Arenas.
I think so.
So anyway, I've been wanting to knit it up for a while, and then I was like, this will make a good hat. And so I found this pattern. It was a free pattern online called Erin's Hat, and they use this stitch they called waffle stitch, which is basically...
Did you tell Erin? Was it A-R-I-N?
No, it's A-A-R-O-N.
Did you tell Erin?
No, I have not.
John, we have a nephew named Aaron. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So it's basically you do a cable, a two knit 2, purl 2, cable rib, and then you every 2 rows.
That's not a cable rib. 2x2. It's not a cable rib.
What is it?
It's just a rib.
No, it's a 2x2 rib. Sorry. And then every 2 rows, you do 2 rows of that, and then you do a row of knit and a row of purl. And so it creates this really kind of fun pattern, and I think it really went well with the thing, and here it is.
And now that it's cold here, it's super...
Yeah, it's very warm. I did it, 2 things. So I did it on really small needles, so that was kind of... because I wanted it to be tight, so it would be warm. And the other thing was fun about it, I can do it like this too. This was knit on the bus.
Oh, that's right.
So look at like that too. But so yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll just knit on the bus. So I knitted on the bus over the course of a week, and that was fun. And it worked really well. And then I blocked it. No, I washed it. And after I'd done washing it, it was a little loose. So once it had dried, we just threw it in the dryer for a little bit, and it's it's the right size again. So,
do you want to talk a little bit more about what you learned from the getting it to the right size? I know you did some research online and stuff. The putting it in the dryer and stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. So yeah, I was looking. So again, I washed it, and when it came out, it was just a little big, right? It wasn't like unwieldy. It wasn't like a big clown hat, but it was just like it wasn't tight. So I looked online and like how to shrink hats, and everyone said don't do the dryer because it's unpredictable. A lot of people were like, wash it in hot water and then dry it, and that seemed like it was going to take too much time. So what we
you
did,
weren't patient enough.
I was not patient. I wanted to wear it now, and so we just sort of put it in our dryer for like 15-20 minutes and take it out and see how it was, and I didn't need to shrink very much, so it's very fun, and I will probably make another hat with that. Maybe just a regular stockinette stitch hat.
And it says tejidos exclusivos. I wonder what tejidos means. And then
100% natural.
Natural.
De oveja.
Oveja is oveja. Did we figure out what that was?
Lamb, maybe? I don't know.
Oh,
if only we had a device. So,
and this, I forget what they call this style of yarn, where it's, hand spun, and it's like thicker and thinner.
Yeah.
Because it varies wide.
Yeah. So
they call it like skank yarn or something.
Nice.
Like, but they have a bunch of patterns online.
Yeah.
It's made specifically to show off this kind of.
Oh, really? Maybe I should look at that. This was just something I got with the pattern I looked at, which is called for chunky. So, but yeah, super fun. And again, it was just a really I'd forgotten how much I like hats because they're so fast. And I forgot how much I love chunky yarn because it's so fast.
The one that I did on the cruise, I've only made one hat in my life. I mean, I guess it didn't take that long.
No, you did it all, basically finished all.
Well, I know why it took so long. It was because it had 8 inches of rib to start it that you fold in half. You do a provisional cast on, and then fold it in half, and then knit the hat from there. The hat part was fast. It was that 8 inches of rib, 2x2 rib. The other thing that's funny is that
it had twigs in it.
Yeah, lots of bits of, and there's stuff still
right.
coming
We
out
washed
of
it, and every now and then they'll sort of pick out a little piece of Chilean vegetation.
Oh my god! We're probably destroying the Minnesota ecosystem.
Yeah, I think Minnesota's ecosystem has probably been already trashed enough by invasive species. I think we're okay.
So, yeah, that was. So anyway, that what I did was I Googled yarn that's thick and it's not skank yarn. It's like not junk yarn. But if you it's thick and thin. Like if you Google yarn that's thick and thin, there's the term, and then you go to Ravelry and search for that word, and it'll pull up all the patterns that are made for that type of yarn.
So maybe I'll find a pair of mittens for this.
Oh, to match. That'd be neat.
That'd be fun. Now that we're all about handwear these days.
Yes, we are, because of our cow.
I know.
Along.
So
what's it called? put your hand.
Put it on your hand.
Put it on your hand.
And did we ever did we tell them how we came up with that, or is that still a mystery? You and I figured it. I've remembered why I came up with it.
Well, it's from a dirty song.
It's from a dirty song.
We're not going to talk about the dirty song. John remembered in the car that it's from a dirty song. So we're not going to talk about it.
From the I think late 90s.
Yeah. Do you remember who the artist is?
No.
Okay. Don't say anything about it, because I'm like, if people are curious what the, because the name of the song is, and now it sounds, I'm making it sound worse than
it's
it is.
called.
Don't say it.
It's not that bad.
No, it just don't. This is a family show. It's not that bad, but the image that is
it's hysterical.
It's very. It evokes an image, so we're just gonna move on. So anyway, yeah, I think if you
no one's gonna know what it is now, and well, yeah,
put it on your hand, right?
Yeah, but it's yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the name of our knit along, back to the family portion of the show, is put it on. Message us if you want to know what the name of the song is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a very evocative image.
It really is. It really is.
So
not safe for work.
Safe for work or family podcasts. Okay, so anyway, we have a knit along.
Yes.
It's over in a couple weeks, end of November. It started on October 1st. Whips are allowed. All the information is in our Ravelry group. There's a chatter thread and a finished objects thread.
44.
44?
I know. I was looking because I uploaded my, well, we'll get to where we are. But I uploaded my progress into the chatter thread.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Fun.
And then I started going through the finished objects, and I'm like, oh, I should have done that one. Oh, I should have done that one. Oh, it was like funny.
Have you seen any more about the Dalek mittens?
Yes. I think she has one done now.
This is so. No offense to all the other people that have beautiful stuff. It's just
there's a nerd sweet spot.
Well, yeah. Look at the shirt that you're wearing. So now it's going to be bad if she wins, because everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, random number generator. Anyway, so
yeah, I think she just finished one. It was in the chatter thread, or maybe I can't remember. But there were some there were just ones, and I think this is why this is really fun to do. Is I was like, oh, I want to do that one, and I want to do that one, and yeah, it's been really cool, and I should go. I feel like until I get the next one done, I need to stay off that thread because it makes me feel bad about myself and my progress. But
well, you picked particularly difficult. I don't know if difficult. It's not just a quick knit up. It's fingering weight. It's got fingers. It's got a cable.
Should we just bring it out now that we're talking about it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to do next.
All right. So
I was going to do mine, I think, because we're kind of going back and forth. So if you don't mind, now it's my segment.
Oh, fine. We're going to just throw that perfectly nice segue away and just...
Well, I started the segue, and then you're like, hey, should we take it out now? Okay.
Don't get married, people.
Don't get married. Okay, it's a bad... So I was really depressed this afternoon. And I was like, I don't want to do a podcast. I'm never knitting again. Because... I made my mitten. It's beautiful. It took a lot of work, a lot of hours. It's color work, and it's not repeated color work. It's a random vine, so I could never memorize it. I had to watch the pattern the whole time. So it's beautiful. I love it, except that it's way too small. And I'm like, oh, I'll wash it and block it, and it'll magically... No. So I'm over my depression now, because, and here's the thing. I was depressed because I didn't know why it was wrong. Because I had swatched and everything, and I was like, why? I followed the pattern, why is it, so small? And then I'm like, John, will you measure my hand? So he measured my hand, and I don't have the biggest hands.
But they're a little too big for this mitten.
Yeah, so the pattern is designed for an 8-inch hand circumference, and mine is like 9.5 inches.
Yeah, 9 3/4, I think.
Yeah, so an inch for the rest of the world, an inch is 2.5 centimeters. So it was 5 centimeters. It's 5 centimeters too small, almost
Yeah.
5, probably 4 centimeters too small.
Yeah.
So, but it's beautiful. I'm thinking about going ahead and doing the other one and seeing. I might take it to work and see if it's Sonia.
Oh yeah.
Or I was thinking maybe even your mom.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to get. Well, you could have it done by Christmas.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Well, I'll show it to her, and if she likes
give it to Sonia, because I think Sonia will appreciate
Sonia. Lasagna. She always says it's like lasagna.
I think she'll appreciate the
color work.
The color work.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway,
are you going to show it to our friends?
I'm holding on it. I'm telling a story. You stay on your side of the podcast. Okay. So there's a couple things that I do want some help on from our audience. Some advice. Because there's a couple things I don't like about the way it finished. So I want to talk about that. So here's, I mean, it really is
beautiful.
Pretty.
Yeah.
I haven't woven the ends in, obviously. So here's the front with the vine. And then when you turn it around, the palm is a zigzag.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it, so I'm holding it up to my phone, which is our camera,
right.
but we've got it projected.
It looks beautiful.
We've got it projected on our TV so that we can make sure things focus and whatever. And it really, it really does.
It looks
cool.
Amazing.
But
like
it's too small.
Yeah, the tree
for me.
Yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. So here's the couple things I wanted to ask about. So first of all, I knitted Magic Loop. And I'm curious. So the thing I ended up with is I ended up with a lot of laddering, which I have never had a problem with. So I don't know. I might have to film this later or something like that. Wait, that's not the. It's worse on this side.
I thought you thought it was because the
Yeah, like right in there. So it's not smooth. There's definitely a line down the side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as bad on this side, but there's definitely a line down the side. And I thought it was because of the way I was bringing the green yarn along with. I don't know. I've never had a problem with laddering when using Magic Loop, and I like pulled the yarn tight and everything as I transitioned from the front to the back, and I still ended up with the laddering. So, but like up here, well, see, it's bad up there, but like on this side, you can't. There's none at all. Well, every time I say that,
I mean, if you pull it apart, you'll find stuff. But
but it should be like like, why don't you have that here? You know what I mean? Like in the middle. Well, anyway, I'm just making a point. So I'm curious if any people have advice on that. And then there was another question I had about it. Maybe I think it might have been about why was it so small, but we figured it out.
Right.
Oh, that's what it was. So, yes, the pattern was written for 8-inch hand circumference. I'm curious, because it's a mitten, I'm curious what people would advise if I wanted to make these for my hand.
Oh, I have an idea.
Okay.
So what you would do is just add. So you would just add rows to the side.
So you're not talking about the laddering. You're talking about to make it bigger.
Yeah. To make it bigger, you could just add, instead of doing like 2 rows between, you do like 4 rows, and it would totally be the right size. And you just have to sort of.
Oh, you mean the white?
Yeah.
Not the color work.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to mess with the color work because that's.
Yeah, but then it would be shifted. I'd have to add it to both sides.
Yeah, exactly. You do it symmetrically.
The other thing, so that's a possibility. The other thing I'm wondering about is, because my thing is like, well, because the yarn that I used is this. I bought it as a kit. It was back when I first started knitting. I didn't know anything about anything, and I bought this kit on our yarn shop hop. And I will tell. I'm not going to talk. I probably have said what the yarn is. The yarn is good because it shows the color work really well. It's a very tight twist.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's not a lot of fluff to it.
Mm-hmm.
But both... So it came in a cake. Were they cakes? Yeah, they were cakes like you'd get off of a ball winder.
Mm-hmm.
Both cakes ended up in a knotted I pulled from the middle. They both ended up as a knotted mess, and I had to, like, this one I wound into a ball. I sat in a coffee shop and, like, over an hour, rewound, untangled all the knots and rewound the whole damn thing. And then this one I actually pulled all the knots apart and then used my own ball winder to recake it. But it was like it stuck to itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It was really irritating. And I know that the really tight twist is most likely to show off the color work,
mm-hmm.
So that it's not fuzzy, and bleeding's not the right word, but like, it wouldn't be as precise stitch definition. So I'm happy from that regard. But I guess, okay, I'm sorry, I'm rambling about this. I'm curious. So I think that adding the white to
the sides
would work. The other thing I'm wondering about, though, is, but that wouldn't work for the thumb, and the thumb is too small.
Is the thumb too small also?
Yeah.
Oh.
So here's what I'm wondering. Like, I could go up. Here's the bottom line. Should I go up a needle size, or should I go up yarn weight or yarn thickness, or both? Because my thing is, if I just went up a needle size, I feel like it would end up, the fabric would not be as dense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would have ended up with a mitten that doesn't keep your hand warm. Having said that, I could make it a much bigger mitten and then knit a lining and attach the lining to have the color work, but still have a warm mitten. The other thing is thicker yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Would that...
Right, because the tricky thing is, like, the pattern, you can't futz with the pattern.
Well, see, and that's where I'm wondering, is I could take, like, one repeat of this. Oh, no. I'm not, oh, yeah, because how would I make another, because the vine stuff is random, how would I do that? And I'm sure that some designers out there
if you knew how to do it,
could do that, but... So anyway, I've learned a lot from doing this. I've learned that I love color work. I love knitting, because I throw with one hand and do continental with the other for the two different colors. That's super fun. This was super fun to do, just to watch it grow, and I'm really proud of the finished object. I just wish it fit.
Yeah, it'll fit someone else though. I think you should make it and see if it fits Sanya.
Okay, let's see yours.
All right, so this is mine.
I'm sorry, time out. So I'm probably not gonna have a finished. I might, or I don't know if I'm gonna have a finished object for the knit along.
Yeah. So this is mine. I'm going to try to finish because I have this one done. So this is mine, and here it is. I'll put it on my hand.
Put it on your hand. The evil.
Yeah.
It's an evil glove.
So yeah, this is.
Show them the cable a little bit slower. Just hold it for a minute. I'll probably put in some close-ups.
So anyway, this is done. This is my first.
Can I see it for? Just turn it around for me. I thought that there's a cable down the hand. I thought it went to the pointer finger.
Well, it might. So.
Oh, really?
So in the pattern, the cable sort of continues. So you're supposed to continue the cable into the
finger?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
No, you continue the not the cable, but you keep the knit and the purl into the fingers. And I got once
the knit and the purl.
So these stitches are knitted and these stitches are purled.
Oh,
and so you continue knitting and purl those until you get to the rib.
Yeah.
So I think it. So here's what it looks like.
They're called the Gauntlet mitts by Michael...
Brawler
Gauntlets.
by Michael Vlodeman, who works at Stephen B. And the yarn is called Dark Side.
Yes, Dark Side.
Dark Side. Star Wars stuff. So they were really fun to do. I liked them. Here's the deal, though.
Okay.
Just between me...
Okay, wait, I have to interject.
Wait, let me just talk.
Okay.
Just between you, me, and everything else, I don't think I'm going to do anything in fingering weight yarn for a very long time after this. It's just too futzy.
Can I try it on? I haven't tried it on.
So when I dropped stitches, it was like the worst.
Bloody murder.
I know. Scott
This is where I get the whole John hates knitting thing. What I've discovered is John doesn't hate knitting. John hates knitting fingering weight yarn.
Right. So, yeah. I mean, it was super fun, and, like, doing the...
Oh, that's super comfy.
I know.
And you can fix that little
Yeah, there's a little hole in the thumb. The thumb's
oh, God, that's super comfy.
Yeah.
Have you washed them yet?
No.
Oh, when you wash them, the other thing is that yarn's going to soften up a lot.
Oh, really?
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
So, anyway...
Because you can tell it's still not washed.
Yeah. Well, so do you wash it... Do you do the weave-in... So, okay, 2 questions. So you weave in the ends after you wash it?
I've seen enough... I've heard people talking, and they talk about weaving in the ends after they've washed it as though it's common knowledge that that's what you do. I've never... I mean, okay, again, I've knit, like, for almost a year now, so I'm not a huge experienced knitter, but I've always knit them, or woven in the ends first.
Right.
But it seems like I don't know, it seems like it's a thing to weave your ends in after you wash it, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm very happy with it. I mean, doing the fingers was very challenging, but I'm very happy that I did it.
Well, and in your defense, you had not done Magic Loop before.
Right, so it was all on Magic Loop, which I actually really enjoyed doing. It was very fun. So yeah, I will have another one of these finished, I think, by the time, because I've got, all of Thanksgiving to do this, and now that I've done it, it shouldn't be so bad.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other thing I was going to ask? About the weaving in the ends.
The fact that I constantly interrupt you has nothing to do with you losing your train of thought.
Nothing at all.
Washing it? Oh, we already talked
about that.
Getting it softer, blocking.
No, it was something else. It was really important. But anyway, it was fun. And now that I know how to do it, I think it'll be a lot better. Oh, I know. That was what I asked.
Ta-da.
So for a glove, do you really have to weave in the ends? Can you just stick them in the side and sort of tie them together?
Well, my thought on that is you probably don't need to, but your fingers will get caught.
Right.
That's the problem with this. Is this technically it fits? Mm-hmm. I mean, it fits. It's like a latex glove. It's so tight, but it's the threads on the inside that my hands get caught from the colorwork and stuff. That my hands get caught on stuff.
Okay. I don't know. So anyway, we'll wash this one block. I think I will have the second one done by the end of the month, which I'm excited about. I started casting it on, and then there was some disaster. But so I had to undo it because I dropped like 8,000 stitches when I tried to join it, and I was like, "Screw you guys, I'm going home." But yeah, I love how it looks. It was really. I feel like I stretched myself as a knitter because all kinds of new fun stuff I'd never done before. I think I will definitely understand when people do handwear because it's fast and fun and cool. My next one will be slightly bulkier yarn and without fingers.
One thing I forgot to mention is that this pattern is Sapling Mitts by Barbara Gregory. Like I said, it was part of a kit with the yarn. Yeah.
So yeah, Knit Along is coming along. I will hopefully have something done by the end of November.
Cool. So
Yay.
let's talk about stuff that we're in the middle of doing.
Or we haven't started.
Work's in progress and work's about to be in progress.
Right. Well, here's the deal. I feel like until I finish the next glove, I can't really start on anything else unless I'm going to do it on the bus.
So you don't have anything else you're working on?
No, I was
like 5 projects.
Well, I mean, there's my sweater and the shawl and your scarf.
Yeah, so you've got projects.
But they're all on pause.
Yeah,
and they're all going to be on pause until because I mean, the scarf. I will just sort of sit down and do it over a long weekend and finish it because it's done. My sweater, I think, is going to be too big, so I think I'm going to put that on hold for a little bit.
I want you to finish it.
I'm going to do the sweater vest
If
instead.
it's big, oh, that's true. We'll talk about that.
So.
Because if it's too big, it's still going to be fun to wear around the house or whatever. It'll be so nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'll happen. I'm not worried about it. It's just, you know, there's the stuff that you are knitting, and there's stuff you're excited to be knitting.
So let's walk through it. So I was working on the shawl that I got that done and mailed that off to Jessica. Then I was working on...
You have your sweater.
I'm not even going to walk through my whole backlog of projects that I'm working on. Just things that I'm actively working on. So I will probably finish the second one of these. Although I'm not going to try to get it done in time for the end of our knit along.
Are you going to hurry to the shawl?
The shawl?
The
Waiting for rain one? No. Let me get my thoughts out.
I will let you get your thoughts out when I let me get my thoughts out.
There's only one thing that I'm also actively, and it was because, doing this took a lot of I don't know if concentration's the right word.
Attention.
That's a very good way to say it. So I need to cast on something mindless. And so
Oh, your hat!
Yeah. From Rib Magazine, the latest Rib Magazine, there's I think I can show the picture without giving anything away. So there's that's not the best picture. Let me go to the
There's one on the front, yeah.
Yeah. Did I pass by?
Yeah.
So this is called the Revolution Watch cap, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it's got it's sequence knitting, which it swirls one way and then it swirls the other, and so I just wanted to do that. And so what I did was I used Manastil Uruguay silk blend, so it's wool and it's got a lot of silk in it, and it's got these variations of grays and blues and silvers, I guess. And this is the same line of yarn that I used in my Buy It shawl that I've shown on several podcasts. That's it's also I have a project page on Ravelry, and it's red. It was the red version of this. I think it was called Autumn. It had reds and golds and stuff in it. And this is called... Oops, do I know what this is called? Nope, I don't. Oh well, I'll try to put it in the show notes. But so all I've got's the beginning so far, the rib, the rib. But it's it's fun. It's a mindless knit. It's a hat. I've made one other hat, and I love the other hat that I made. And so that's the only other thing that I'm really actively working on. So now that, everything, my focus was so much on that shawl. You know what? I'm going to end up doing a lot of focusing a lot of on ornaments right now.
Yeah.
Because I want to make a lot of those.
Ornaments and hats.
Ornaments and that hat. Yeah, that's true. Because the ornaments are quick, but there's a lot of color work, and so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on.
Yeah. So I'm going to move yarning. I'm going to show the yarn for the sweater vest.
Okay, cool. So now we'll kind of transition into an acquisitions. John. Yarney the Yarnicorn needs to get the hell out of the show.
Hey. So
let's put it back there so that people can see it. We can sit it back there.
Oh my goodness. Where do you want it?
Back here. This is where Linus has sat before.
Oh, that's true.
He's sleeping right off camera.
Yeah.
In our giant person-sized beanbag that has now become
the biggest cat bed ever.
Or cat bed, yeah.
So anyway, it was my birthday a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and so Betty Ann got me a gift certificate at Stephen B. And so I went and I bought this yarn.
It's so beautiful.
It's beautiful. So it is Brooklyn Tweed Baby Alpaca Sport Weight.
No, it's not Brooklyn Tweed.
I'm sorry, shit. Blue Sky Fibers. Blue Sky Fibers, Baby Alpaca Sport Weight. And this color...
Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. It's the baby alpaca stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is going to be the softest.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is eggplant. And that is called Natural Light Tan.
Oh my god.
So anyway, I am going to make a sweater vest out of this. It's a I don't have the pattern, so I haven't bought it yet because I feel I can't buy it until I'm actually going to start it, which is going to be in a little bit. So it's a striped sweater vest. So that is.
And it's a. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I just lost my thought. Thanks a lot.
We're just off. We're not clicking today. It's the pattern was done for Blue Sky Fibers.
So they have. So Stephen B has this whole like Blue Sky Fibers wall, and it has like patterns and examples. And we walked in there. I saw the example sweater vest. I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. And so I walked over, and they had it conveniently right next to the yarn you need to buy to make it.
It's like they planned that or something.
So it's called striped sweater. It's a really basic thing, and it's just a striped sweater vest. It's a sweater vest with horizontal stripes. So in a V-neck, I believe. So that's my next project, and it was one of the things like I saw this eggplant, and I'm like, I love this color, and then figured that this
Hold
would be...
it up for the eggplant for a minute, like you did like that, because the light on it, it really shows. There you go. Yeah. See, that really shows the true color.
Yeah, so it's really pretty. And then this is the complementary color. So this little like put it together like this. So it'll be a striped sweater vest with these two colors. So I'm excited about that because it seems a little less terrifying than doing a sweater with arms. So.
Well, and I think in England they call sweater vests tank tops. Because at least on the Bakery Bears, they kept talking about they were knitting. She was knitting Dan a tank top, and I was like, knitting him a tank top? That's weird. Because in the United States, a tank top is like also called an A shirt.
Yeah.
It's little straps that come down.
Yeah.
Anyway. And so the thing, so some of the acquisitions for me. So I was looking at Instagram, and Dye Monkey Yarns, Jess in New Mexico. Were you gonna say something? Jess was posting about sock blanks and stuff that she was dyeing and making, and Dye Monkey Yarns is her store, and I just was blown away by how beautiful her sock blanks were. And I've always wanted to knit a pair of socks from sock blanks. I haven't done it yet, but I've always wanted to.
And you've got two right now.
Yeah, this with hers that I bought, I have two. So, and then I also went ahead and bought a skein of, I think she just had this one skein left. And so I think what I'm going to do, I've got a couple sweater patterns where it's one color like down to here, and then the rest is another color, and I think I'm going to use this yarn to do the top part of a sweater, because it's obviously not enough to do a full sweater. So I'm going to show those. I bought those. She did a custom dye of this one for me, because she showed me one that she had done, and I had really wanted one. It didn't have any red in it, and I really wanted red in it for kind of a Christmassy color combination, and so she went ahead and did. And she took pictures while it was really, really awesome. So I'm going to show this. So her sock blank is 75% merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 463 yards. Mambo Monkey sock blank. Oh, and I'm sorry, I was just reading the note. And so she included a little pin from her store, which is cool. But let me hold this up and show it to you. So. Can you hold that in? So, isn't it just beautiful? It's just beautiful. So I'm super excited to
knit that up and see what happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think yeah, it's gonna be cool. All right, and then the yarn that I bought is it's called Alex Boogie Woogie Monkey. It's 100% superwash fine merino, and it's 115 grams for 250 yards. It's like the most beautiful blue ever. So yeah, so I'm definitely going to do something, I think, with a sweater where this is like a complementary color to like a gray or something. I just think this is so beautiful. Oh, and then she gave me a little stitch marker, Progress Keeper thing, a little wooden monkey by Monkey Yarns. So Yeah, so it's just, I mean, this blue is, I mean, everything was just, I was so excited to get that, so. All right.
That's kind of
So
what we
is that
have.
it?
Yeah, this is going to be a...
Yeah, it's almost, we've filmed almost an hour. But.
Well, we have a...
So our knit along is going to be wrapping up, and we're going to do an episode around that time.
Yep.
To announce the winner. And I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. Fast.
So thanks for watching, everybody. And